So what if I told you that I found my new favorite superhero RPG? A game where your powers evolve with the battle, where storytelling and strategy blend seamlessly, and where you can create any hero imaginable, from street level vigilantes all the way up to cosmic warriors. Well, buckle up, heroes, because today we're diving into Sentinel Comics RPG. Is it for you? Well, let's review. Hi, hello, I'm Turk, and welcome back to the Grouch Couch, where we do all different kinds of TTRPG things here. But today, we're helping you decide if Sentinel Comics RPG is a must-play, or if you should throw it into an interdimensional vortex and let it be forgotten forever. Also, quick note, we played a full campaign of this system called The C Team. Please feel free to check it out on the channel if you want to see this game in action with a full superhero story. It's 10 episodes, and it was a lot of fun. All right, before anything else, let's talk about what is it. So Sentinel Comics RPG is a narrative-focused, action-packed superhero TTRPG that was published by Greater Than Games. It's built for dynamic, fast-paced superhero storytelling. This game combines simple core mechanics with deep character customization to let you create any kind of hero. Unlike other superhero RPGs that are out there on the market where you're forced to pick an archetype from what they already have given. Like if you want to be a superhero, you have to be like a Spider-Man or Superman or a Batman. That's kind of lame. This system allows you to create your own superhero with a bunch of different kinds of aspects. One of the key features here is flexible character creation. Like I said, you could build heroes from the ground up using a mix of backgrounds, power sources, and archetypes. Also, there's cinematic action mechanics where your power escalates as the fight escalates, all right? There's a really cool timer mechanic. We'll get into that in a minute. So who made this bad boy? It was made by Greater Than Games. It was designed by Christopher Bedell, Dave Chalker, Philippi Antonio Menard, and Cam Banks. And this thing was released back in 2021, which I think the same year we played it, so we must have played it right away. Pricing and availability. From my notes here, we're looking at the core rulebook as a PDF. You got $25. The physical hardcover, you've got $60. And there's a starter set, which I have here and we'll get into in a minute, that includes pre-made heroes and a full introductory adventure and some cool index cards you can write on and stuff to kind of help you while you play. And that is $20, all right? And of course, you can use our drive-through RPG link down in the description to pick any of this stuff up to help support the show. We appreciate that. Thank you. So now let's talk a little bit about my thoughts and experiences in this thing before I get into too much detail. Okay, let me cut right to the chase. This is my favorite superhero RPG. There's a lot out there, all right? You've got Marvel Multiverse, but in that game, you have to play one of the Marvel archetypes, and that's lame. And this one, you can play whatever you want. And I have played a lot of superhero games. Okay, Masks is also really, really good if you're looking for, something that is that same system, Monster of the Week system that they got going on there, but this is a little bit different, and some of the games are too crunchy for me and some are just too loose and some fall apart. All right, the moment that a player tries to play Batman and they're sitting next to Thor and it just doesn't work out because one person has way too much powers and the next person doesn't. But Sentinel Comics RPG, it nails the balance, all right, between deep customization and fast fluid action. In our campaign that we played, we had 3 different heroes. We actually kind of had a Batman kind of archetype, but he was a marksman, kind of like shooter kind of guy who had a sniper rifle and he had gadgets and stuff, and he fit right next to our other 2 heroes. We had a speedster who wasn't too overpowered. It's really, really cool the way the system works. We'll get into that. And we had a shapeshifter who could turn into animals and stuff, and it was pretty cool. It worked. The mechanics flexed around the storytelling. Each character, it let each one of them shine without forcing them into rigid roles and forcing them to do things. It actually had some player agency here. If you love superhero action, tactical decision making, and truly feeling like a comic book hero, then this game delivers. All right, let's talk a little bit about the outside. I have here in front of me, this is the starter set. I'm just going to open it up and let you see it real quick. This right here is your scene tracker that's going to help you, and you can write on all these, and we've got all these minion cards so you can keep track of the scene as it escalates. A bunch of blank character sheets, a whole bunch right here. Starter set, yeah, and I got to use my top-down camera, which I haven't used in a review video before, so first time for everything. The outside of this thing is awesome, okay? All the art is great, and I also want to talk about how there's a lot of text in here, okay? You know how I hate blocks of text, but this book separates it so well. There's little comic strips everywhere. There's different colored text. The bottom right of the pages has a nice little index so you know what chapter you're in. It's wonderful. This thing is organized great, okay? It's an easy read and it's a fun read because everything looks like little comic strips. Their examples are wonderful. So shout out to whoever put this thing together because it's rad. All right, let's talk a little bit about the core mechanics. This is the inside. We're not going to give you, this isn't a full tutorial, but I am going to give you enough to help you know that this game is for you or not. Okay, here we go. At its core, Sentinel Comics RPG is built on a three dice roll system. All right, so whenever you're making a check, you choose what you're trying to do: an attack, defend, boost, hinder, overcome, or recover. All right, and then you choose 3 dice based on your power, quality, and status. You roll all 3 of them and you take the middle result. So if you get a 1, a 6, and a 4, your result is a 4 after you add all your bonuses, okay? And you apply it to one of the core actions, like I said, attack, defend, boost, hinder, overcome, or recover. It's simple, intuitive, and fast. I know when I say it that quickly, it seems crazy complicated, but once you understand it, it's one of the coolest, easiest systems that I've played, all right? It's so exciting, all right? And also, you've got green, yellow, and red zones. As the battle evolves and as you take more damage, okay, if you're like about to die, you're in your red zone, and so that unlocks more powers for you, okay? Imagine like you're the Hulk and you're about to die and you just get crazy stronger. That's what your red zone is, and it unlocks new abilities. Same with yellow zone and green zone. If you're at the beginning of the battle, you can only, shoot a couple of things, which makes it awesome because if you're this crazy overpowered guy, you can't just come out swinging with your crazy world-ending ability. It's awesomely organized. So as battle escalates, so do your powers, all right? And instead of being stuck in a leveling up grid, your hero also gets more powerful dynamically, all right? Just like in a comic book. And the system also applies scenes to environments over time, each making fights feel a little bit more alive and cinematic. And I want to give a big shout out to scene moves. This book, it talks about it. It's like, as on the GM's turn, the scene also needs to do something, all right? So if you're just in a lava pit, you take that lava pit, the lava gets bigger, something explodes over here. It encourages the GM to make the world feel more alive, and I have applied this from this book to my other games now, all right? It explains it really well, and it's wonderful. Now let's talk a little bit about character creation. So creating a hero in Sentinel Comics RPG is both structured and flexible, and they have a really nice chart that they give you. It's like a PDF. You could check that thing out. I'm sure I'm putting it up on screen right now. And here's how it goes. You pick your background, where your character came from, all right, which kind of affects some things. You pick your power source, the origin of your ability, so generic, comic, mystical, tech upgrades, etc. Then you pick your archetype, so are you a blaster, a speeder, a sorcerer, a shadow, an armored guy, etc. There's a whole bunch of options here. Then you pick your personality, how they interact with the world, hothead, sarcastic, neutral leader, etc., which helps you role play. And then you pick your principles, their moral code, justice, destiny, gearhead, whatever, all right? And you can pick all of these things, or you can roll randomly because they are all set on a nice 1d20 chart, and you can just roll and you can just get all the different things if you're having a hard time picking, all right? And it will lead to some wild combinations if you decide to do that. Maybe like a robot martial artist fueled by cosmic energy could be super cool, and you can make that in this book. That's why I like it so much. Okay, character creation is one of my favorite parts of this game because it's fast, varied, and it lets you create truly unique superheroes. Now you also get to select your powers, and you put a size dice on each one of your powers. The book explains that pretty well, all right? So take a look at that, and you pick your red zone abilities as well. And lastly, one of the hidden gems in this book, okay, is the scene system mechanics that I talked a little bit about earlier. Scenes have health and difficulty, and environments shift every time characters take actions. And villains evolve dynamically instead of just being big HP pools. If you're a GM, this game makes running superhero fights really fun, really exciting, and it will add an arsenal of tools to your GMing in the future, all right? It's going to teach you some really fun stuff. Okay, but here's the question we're all here for. Is this book for you? Is this system for you and your group? Well, if your group likes simple, fast mechanics that allow deep strategy, and they seem complicated, but once you get to know them, they are wonderful. If your group likes hero abilities that evolve throughout battle, making things more interesting as time goes on. If your team likes creative characters and something that's flexible and fun when it comes to character creation, if your team likes scenes and villains designed for cinematic action, and if you like a great balance between narrative storytelling and really fun mechanics that can get to big explosions, all right, there's a good mix here, then you will like this. But as a con, some new players may need a session or two. all right, to grasp all the moving parts. And some characters, you know, like Batman-style heroes, they might take a little bit of extra effort to build, although the photographer did a great job whenever he made his. So watch our system if you want more depth in that. Now, would I play this system again? Yes. Would I recommend it to anyone looking for ultimate superhero RPG? Absolutely. This is the best superhero RPG out there on the market right now. Masks definitely coming in hot in a second, but this one is the best one, okay? Marvel's Ultimate Universe, this one, better, okay? Better. Use this one. I feel like this video was a little bit ranty, but it's because I enjoy this system as much as I do. So thank you so much for watching. Did I miss anything? Please make sure to leave it down in the comments so all of us fellow nerds can stay informed of what systems we should play and what systems we shouldn't play, because that's what this series is all about. Thank you so much for joining me. I have been Turk. Take a seat on the couch and roll initiative just for a little while, you guys. And I'll see you next time. Green, yellow, and red zones, and you unlock more abilities as the scene itself evolves. What?